Hello, welcome back to Tarot by Andy. Thank you for being here. This is my vibrational reading. Please do your own research for entertainment purposes and allegedly. Hello, you guys. I hope you're doing well. So I was on Twitter this morning. So much to talk about. People are talking about Prince William sitting with the next president-elect Donald Trump. There was an article in the Express by Lauren Welch. It was a 40-minute meeting. It was about the importance between the relationship between the U.S. and the U.K. It is well known, well known, that Trump does not like Meghan and Harry. And that most likely Harry's pretty nervous about his visa situation was mentioned. And he was obviously told what to do. And they met in Paris. This was after this devastation of the Cathedral of the Notre Dame that was done in 2019. I think if you remember, there was a fire. And anyways, it was a ceremonial situation of reopening of the Cathedral of the Notre Dame. And so they hooked up there. Most likely, and then it was expressed that most likely it kind of didn't sit well with Harry. Possibly that William got a little pleasure of knowing that he's sitting with his arch nemesis there. Going back to problematic people, those are people with MPD, BPD, and antisocial, have very high conflict energy. They're going to blame other people, and they do that black and white thinking. Which is that rigidity, mental illness mindset, which is always, it's not, there's gray zones. It's either all or nothing kind of mindset. So I just want to mention this because more likely than not, Harry is going to over-personalize the situation, which is another third horrible trait, is that thinking of other people are out to get them. And they play victim and everyone is thinking of them. It's an all or nothing mindset of that. What I keep saying is that rigidity. They don't blow with the wind. They don't bend. It is all or nothing. It is very, very rigid. And that rigidity is, it leads to severe disassociation, fantasy, mental illness, and they really tank. So it's really always thinking that everyone's out to get them and everyone's looking at them, everyone's talking about them. It's total paranoia versus William just carrying on and doing his life. This is why Harry keeps suing everyone, and his lawsuits are coming to a tail end here. What's he going to be left with after that? Nothing. He's going to ride it all the way to the end until he loses and does a total crash and burn, which is likely to occur. So naturally, he's going to over-personalize and think that his brother's out to get him because he's mentally sick, because he has a broken brain from all the years of drugs, along with the Arrested Development, and I wholeheartedly feel he is very highly psychopathic when triggered, when splitting black. He is very psycho energy, and he's going to get that paranoia going way up where he's going to need the benzodiazepines and medication and the drugs just to calm himself down. Have no doubt that he's over-personalizing it. So let's get the spread on how did it go? How did it go for William and for Donald Trump? So let's get that spread without getting into politics or anything. It's just a meeting. It's just doing what's right for both countries. And it's just a diplomatic kind of meeting. But Harry's going to over-personalize it. Hands down, he's going to over-personalize it. So let's get some energy on how did it go between the two men? How did it go between Trump and William? Trump and William, their meeting of the minds for what's best for both countries, moving forward, planning ahead. We know he liked Queen Elizabeth. We know he's team royal, not team Meghan and Harry. How did that go? How did that go? How did that pan out? How did that go? There we go. That popped. There we go. There is strength in reverse. So basically, it's a dictator. It's a dictator. There's sort of this fight or flight response, needing control. They both probably wanted to be the leader, be in control. There's that royal family in reverse. So I'm going to say that's more than likely Harry coming through, Harry being unhappy in the situation because he wants to be in control. I would say Harry would think, well, there's a dictator. It's kind of well known that William's not necessarily a fan of Trump. So I think he was feeling kind of, a little self-doubt there and wanting to take control over the situation. with the 8 in reverse. There's just not, it's just not going super great. So trying to stay in peace, not feeling too certain. Probably did enjoy him some, but I would say Harry here felt blocked and blocked by fear. Harry's going to be very fearful. What did they say about me? They're going to probably force me to do things, giving Harry that self-doubt, giving Harry that fight or flight, because Harry's the one who has fight or flight. That's why I have to go with Harry in this position. William is very calm, cool, and collected. He doesn't have fight or flight. He just keeps control and carries on. So Harry is really anxious. He doesn't have the patience. He's trying to watch. What are they saying about me? He doesn't have the balance. He doesn't have the restraint. He doesn't have the calmness inside him. He doesn't have the endurance of strength. And he doesn't like feeling extremely vulnerable to the point of fight or flight response. So he feels like they're trying to control me. Those two men are trying to control me. So he's feeling under attack with that over-personalization that everyone's thinking of him. So, and he has nothing he can do about it. Challenging position. Challenging position. They're manipulating me, and they're like a father. That is the emotional connection there, and trying to do the right thing and being loved by all. He knows that his brother's very well liked, and he feels that his brother's going to try and manipulate the situation and hoping that whatever they plan, whatever dark thing they got going on, will fail. He understands that William can stay calm, cool. William understands a human condition. William also is a family man. Harry's not the family man. This cannot be Harry's card. What kids? It did come out that Lady C apparently did drop a hint that the Moon Bump Diaries and the Silicone Bump faux pregnancies are about to drop. Apparently, it's all coming out. So we just have to be more patient. Hopefully, she's right. But the manipulation of the family man. So Harry's really paranoid about that visa, paranoid about his image. And he would say probably his brother's trying to manipulate him because there's going to be that victim mentality. Focal point, focal point, focal point. I'm going to take this card here. The leader. Yep, Harry, not Harry. Who's going to be the next king? We got the leadership here. Leadership. We got 2 leaderships. We got the next king of England, and we have the next president-elect. So 2 leaders coming together, getting things in control. It's about entrepreneurship, publicly acknowledged, very firm, controlling. It's very, very much father knows best energy. William's too busy with his alpha energy and his family and moving obstacles to be concerned about Harry. Harry wishes he could be the King of Wands upright, but never reading. He's always in reverse with the beta male energy. So this is not, this in this spread, this definitely is not Harry. Harry doesn't have alpha energy. Harry's complete total beta male, and Harry also has to manipulate the emotions of other people to make himself feel like he's in control of his life and he can move his own obstacles. And get positive public acknowledgement. Harry is in reverse. Harry's in reverse. That's not Harry, okay? So this is William meeting Trump and the 2 leaders coming together, being in charge. Creative, bold, dominating the room, very charismatic, 2 egos collecting, okay? Because they're both in control. Here we go. It depends on who did the hand steeple. I didn't watch it. But whoever did the hand steeple like this is the one who's in control of the conversation. The hand steeple is the person. It's not prayer. Don't be confused with this as, they're praying for good times. No, this is the person who feels they have the answers, who can fix the problems. As the hand steeple, that's the one in control when you get 2 leaders together, FYI. You just learned something new, and I learned it about 2 months ago. I was like, wow. And I got it from one of the body language guys from the body panel from the CIA guys. So that's what they say, okay? Past position, that doesn't serve, is he did not want them communicating. That's that chit-chat. And the teamwork makes the dream work. He was hoping they would never talk. Oh, no, they're talking. That doesn't serve me. Oh my God, they're going to develop something. They're going to create something, which is going to be against Harry and manipulate his departure, which is going to be against him with no peace and force something on Harry. So that doesn't serve Harry. Let's get to the hidden energy. Hidden energy in the meeting is it's bad luck, bad karma, and things are falling apart for Harry. It is not his lucky day. He cannot spin this around. This is bad karma for Harry, and Harry is not happy in the least bit. So everything's falling apart and cracking. He's hoping they fall apart, that they don't get along. Going into the future, going into the future, going into the future, going into the future. Yep, he knows that they're going to be talking about the truths of everything, not necessarily about him, but there was no petulant energy of the problem child telling them how it is. So William's not the problem child. William is about finding solutions with the Page of Swords in reverse. Page of Swords is dropping your sword, not fighting about Harry. So I would say the argument about petulant Harry, because he's the problem child, was not discussed, because they both have an understanding of what his problem is. They know that he's got very nervous energy. Harry's all talk, no action. Very dishonest, shutting down. So Harry's going to shut down in paranoia. He's feeling stupid and everyone's talking about him. So that's that over-personalization, that everyone is talking about me. You know, it's all about me mindset, you know. Everyone's against me. So playing victim, Harry's got to drop his sword because he can't do anything about it. And he basically has to learn the lesson. With that down, Harry's feeling quite stupid. He has a learning disability, and he needs to open up to the lessons of life, but he just doesn't seem to learn. Very severe arrested development with the Page of Swords in reverse. So with that sword in reverse, Harry cannot handle the challenge. That is putting his sword down because he cannot fight the challenge, because he's too stupid to fight it. He doesn't have the intellect to fight it, and he knows he can't be counted on. So basically, Harry's a all talk, no action. But he's also hoping that they don't do anything against him. So he's hoping that nothing happens. They're just talking, but they won't punish me, which would be basically an arrested development mindset of the Page of Swords in reverse. A petulant. I hope they don't hold me accountable. Going into the feelings in the situation. Feelings in the situation. Yep, he hopes that, yeah, with the Three of Swords in reverse, he's feeling very jealous of the situation because he's with a world leader and he wants to be a world leader. He wants to be respected, but he has to drop his sword because nobody respects him and he fell out of luck. And no one wants to talk to Harry in terms of being this sort of fake royal leadership. And everybody knows the truth, that he's just a petulant little brat who's got arrested emotional development, who is not intelligent. So he's feeling quite jealous that they're able to have the meeting in the minds, but in Harry's mind, it's going to be manipulation here. And basically with that jealous squabbles, he doesn't care. He figures they don't care if they hurt me with the Three of Swords in reverse. And they're going to listen to each other. They're probably being very careful with the words they're expressing to each other, because they know that there's been this ongoing triangulated problem of betrayal and heartache and pain. So the sword was dropped in regards to Harry because Trump understands the suffering and the pain. So just listening more than they speak, realizing the ongoing issue of the truth of Harry. Let's get to the outside influences. Outside influences. Shame. So Harry felt shame. And basically with the Five of Pentacles being a crippled spirit of being out of the establishment, I would say that is a returning of home. Sorry, you guys. What do we do with them? We don't want them. So he's feeling shamed and scorned naturally because he's going to over-personalize it. He's lost everyone. He's totally out of the establishment. It's about caring for the sick person. What do we do with this sick person who has to drop his sword because he's got no game now? And we need to find sanctuary for Harry. And Harry now has to blame himself. Harry did his own deed. He should blame himself. Harry is alienated from his loved ones, and he needs to try to overcome it somehow. They know that Harry has renewed interest to go back into the fold with the royals, with the king, whoever is in leadership. And so basically, he has to find a job. He has to find a way to make his life work. He has to be at peace. That basically, he's that crippled, scorned individual who is outside the establishment, and he has to find his own way. And he's going to have to take his shame and reverse it and find his own way at this point in time. So they're being very careful what they're going to say about this arrested development child. Hopes and fears. Hopes and fears. Let's come to a good conclusion here where there can be a positive outcome. But it's a genie out of the bottle card. It is a reunion card. It is a security card. It's what can we do to make everybody happy? So this is trying to make the meeting of the minds. This would be if they did talk about it, let's put things together. But it's also they enjoyed each other's company. They did. Sorry, Harry. But the security and harmony is needed. They enjoyed themselves. This is a pleasure card, absolute pleasure and a very positive outcome. So nothing to complain about in terms of William's end, but Harry wants to go back home for his own gain. He wants his reunion with the family, kids, celebrations. He wants the party. He wants that emotional security because it's a cup. He wants that final positive completion. I think he wants the family to get back together. Final outcome. Final outcome. Final outcome. Final outcome is the Page of Wands in reverse. So with the Page of Wands in reverse is basically, there's a lot of lying. It was a bad message delivered about Harry. There was a bad message that Harry needs to stop. Full stop. We know you love him. He needs a reunion, but we need to stop Harry. He cannot be traveling around. He's not an honest individual. We don't like him. He's not outgoing and fun. Traveling, nope, I don't want him traveling around our country. There is money instability. We're not going to pay for his security. This is about security, getting what you want. No, we don't want to pay for his travels. We're not going to pay for his personal security. So this would involve his visa. And he's got money instability. Everything's falling apart. Harry has dark ego issues. He's not being his true self. He's a very flat, triggered, angry individual. He's nothing but bad news, and he's not a friend of the United States. If this did discuss or didn't discuss, if they're very careful about what they said, they know Harry should not be traveling around expecting the United States to pay for his security and protection. And we're not going to manipulate the situation with empathy for his benefit when he's seriously not a very likable individual with that wand down. Harry is lazy. He's got this hero complex thinking he's going to win something with all his court cases. But really it's that egomaniacal hero complex because he's bored in life and he's lacking in taking positive action, lacking in hardworking energy. He's lacking at being stable. He's lacking at having an intuition. He's lacking at business. He's lacking at basically having a grounded temperament. He's lacking in confidence. So he's an egomaniacal child. We don't want to pay for him. So whatever words were said, it was based on the traveling. He's not honest and we don't like him. We don't want him wild and free here. Let's make him go full stop because he's nothing but lies and deceits. And he's basically he's just a spoiled, immature brat, absolute brat. And nobody has passion for him. He doesn't have courage. He's an absolute coward. So we don't want to keep him active. We don't want to keep him active. We don't want to keep his adventures going on our end. We don't want him. We just don't want him. We have absolutely no, he's not a ruler here. He's never going to be a ruler because that wand's down. And this is why Harry's so petulant and angry and triggered and trying to find new ways for Harry to try and feel like he's in control. So they have to find something new for him here with that Five of Pentacles in reverse. We have to find something new for him, something that maybe he would like. But we got to shut him down. We got to shut him down. We got to be careful because he's very jealous of anything his brother does. And having this conversation really worried Harry because Harry doesn't have the energy of harmonious energy. Harry doesn't have the talents and skills in life to really be a speaker, to really be a world leader. Harry doesn't have the goods. He simply doesn't have the goods because he's a petulant, arrested development child. So what do we do with this arrested development child? He's not our problems. He's the UK's problem. So that's how I see it. I hope you enjoyed this. Till next time, like and subscribe. Bye, you guys.